Welcome back everybody. Today's a brand new topic. It is called graphs of functions, or sometimes people call it graphs of graphs. Basically we're going to take graphs and we're going to move them. How exciting is that? Right, well first of all we're going to look at a horizontal and vertical shift, so moving graphs sideways and up and down. So first of all we're going to start with this y equals f of x, and I've just drawn a little graph here, and I've identified 2 points on the graph, this minus 2, 3 here, and obviously it crosses the origin at 0, 0. F of x add a. If I put an add number at the end of this f of x, it moves everything up. If it was add 1, everything goes up 1. Add 2, everything goes up 2, and so on. If this number after the f of x is a takeaway, it moves everything down. F of x minus 1 moves everything down 1. F of x minus 2 moves everything down 2. Now when I say everything, what we focus on is the points that were given. You move them up or down depending on what you've got, and then you sketch in your new one. Okay? For example, if in this one I wanted to draw f of x add 1, I take this point and I move it up 1. I take this point and I move it up 1. Then I'm going to draw in the shape of the curve. Now, normally it starts there. If I move it up 1, we don't have an exact number on this, but we'd say we're just going to go from here. So we're going to go up to there, back down, and then we're going to follow the shape of this, but we want it to stay about 1 above it. Okay, and then you would write in what your new points are. So this was minus 2, 3, so it was 3 up, move it up 1, that would be minus 2, 4. And this point here, well, it was at 0, it's been moved up 1, so that is at the point 1. Right, let's have a look at that in practice. First of all, I want to sketch f of x add 2. So on this curve, I only have 1 point. 3 minus 2, so remember this is your height. I'm going to move it up 2. If it's at minus 2, move it up 2, it will take me to 0. That's the only point that I've got. So then I'm going to go over to where the curve starts, and I'm going to go up approximately 2, and then I'm going to draw the curve in. Remember, you should see that the curve has been moved up, so when you go and draw it in, try and make sure that this new curve is always above the old curve. Right, that point there is now the point 3, 0. Whatever points they give you, you must put them in on your new curve. Then we've got y equals f of x take away 1. So everything on the curve is going to move down 1. So again, I'm looking at this curve, I can see 2 points have been identified. Both of them must move down 1 space. So down 1 space, down 1 space. I'm going to start where I was over there, and then I'm going to come down 1, and then I'm just going to draw the shape that we've got. Again, when I go to finish this off, I'm coming down here. I've got to make sure I stay 1 down of what it was. Write in what your points are. Well, that was at 5, move down 1, it's going to be at 4. This one, it was 3 minus 1, move down another 1, it would be 3 minus 2. So that is what happens when we put an add or a takeaway number after the f of x. It moves everything up or down. Right. Now, moving things sideways. So what happens is we put a number in the bracket beside the x. F of x add a, that will be a number in a minute, or f of x minus a. When we do this, it moves everything sideways. The weird thing is, if you put an add 2 in the bracket, it actually moves it left. Don't you love a bit of weird maths? If you put a minus 3 in the bracket, it actually moves everything right 3. Okay, so we are moving everything either left or right, and it goes against your common sense. Add 2, everything goes left 2, minus 3, everything goes right 3. Let's have a wee look at an example of that. So I'm going to sketch f of x minus 2. Let the camera just settle. So f of x minus 2, everything is going to shift 2 spaces to the right. So I'm looking here and I can see I've got 3 points identified on my curve. I'm going to move all of them 2 spaces right. So that was at -2. 2 spaces right will take me to the 0. The 3, let's do that just now because that'll be easy. 2 spaces to the right, that'll take me up to 5. And this was the point 0, 4. So it will now be the point 2, 4 if I move it 2 spaces to the right. Now I need to draw the shape of the curve that we had before and then see what this is going to look like. So there's my starting point. I'm going to start 2 spaces to the right, be about there, and I want to follow this down. So I'm going to follow it down to there. Then we came up, so I'm going to come up to my new point, and then the old curve just come all the way down, and that's what I'll do. I'll come all the way down, but I'm going to have to come through the 5. And hopefully you can see that the new curve, everything has been shifted 2 spaces to the right. The actual drawing obviously doesn't have to be 100% accurate, especially if you're on blank paper. Right, this one, f of x add 4, everything's going left 4 spaces. To do that I better extend this line. Okay, so -4, 4 spaces to the left, it'll take me to -8. This point here, which was -2, if I go 4 spaces to the left, it'll take me to -4, -2. This point here, which was 3, 5, so 3 along, if I take it 4 to the left, -1, 5, the height will stay the same obviously. At this point it was at 5, if I take it 4 to the left, it's going to take me to 1. And now I need to think about what the curve is going to look like. So it should have the same shape as this, it's just it's been moved along to the left. So my starting point was here, so if I go 4 to the left, my starting point will be there, and then it's going to come all the way down to there. Then it went up, so I'm going to have to now scoop it right up to this point here, and then it just comes crashing down through the new point that we've made. Hopefully you can see from the old curve to the new curve, everything's been shifted over 4 spaces. We need to put in the new points. It's called annotating. Then, if you want to make things as hard as we can get, we combine the 2 skills. So in here, I'm going to move it sideways, and in here I'm going to move it up or down. So x -2 in the bracket moves everything 2 spaces to the right, +1 out there moves everything up 1. So on my curve I have 3 points identified. I'm going to move everything 2 spaces to the right and up 1. So -4, 2 spaces to the right, up 1. That'll be, I'll leave labeling it for a minute because I don't want to draw my line right through it. -3, 2, 2 spaces to the right, up 1. -3, 2 spaces to the right would take me to -1. It was at 2, up 1, it will take me to 3. 0, 0, 2 spaces to the right, up 1. Right, let's look at what our new curve is going to look like. So that's what we go through, that's what we go through. I could probably have done with that a wee bit further over to the right. Let's see what happens. So you need to come all the way straight up, right up to the top. So I'm going to come from here all the way up to the top, and then I'm going to turn it back round, coming down to the bottom, which is what that one did, and then it's going to shoot up like so. And I've got my 3 points marked in. I didn't mark that point, so it was -4, 2 spaces to the right, up 1. That would be the coordinate point, -2, 1. So inside the bracket moves it sideways, take away moves it right, add moves it left. Up here, add or take away, add moves it up, take away moves it down. Right, here's some for you to try. So number 1, we've got the point 3, 1 in there, and I want you to do f of x -1. Number 2, We've got minus 4, we've got minus 2, 6, we've got a 3 and a 2, and I want you to do f of x minus 2. Number 3, we've got the coordinate points minus 4, minus 2, minus 3, we've got 3, 4, we've got 0, 0 as well, and a 6, loads of coordinate points there, and I want you to do f of x add 2. Question 4, we've got the 3 coordinate points, I want you to do f of x add 4. And finally number 5, it's a combination. That is the point minus 2, 3, in case you're wondering with my dodgy little writing. And you've got to do f of x add 2 minus 1. So hit pause if you need to go back and rewind anything and look at what I've done, then do it, and then we'll get on and answer these in a wee minute. Right, first one. Everything moves down 1. So it was at 3, 1, height was 1, move it down 1, it will be at 3, 0. There's my starting point, just come down 1 and get the shape of the curve from before. Number 2, minus 2 in the bracket, moves it sideways, minus moves it right. So I'm going to move everything to the right 2. So minus 4 will go to minus 2. Minus 2, 6 will become 0, 6. This point 3 is actually 0, 3. So if I move it 2 to the right, that will go to 2, 3. And then 2 will go to 4. So curve should follow the same shape of what it did before, like so. And I just need to mark in that was the point 2, 3. That was the point 0, 6. That is minus 2. And I've marked in all my points. 3. F of x add 2. Everything's moving up 2. So that was on the origin, so if I move it up 2, it's going to be at minus 4, 2. Minus 2, minus 3, move it up 2, it will go to minus 2, minus 1. 0, 0, up 2. 3, 4, up 2. Well, it's going to get messy, I'm going to go through that. That will go to 3, 6. And then 6, move it up 2. That will go to 6, 2. So my starting point was here, so shift it up a couple, and then we're just going to draw through the dots, trying to keep the shape of the curve similar to what it used to be, like so. And hopefully you can see everything's been shifted up 2 spaces. Number 4, f of x add 4, so everything's moving 4 spaces left. I've got these 3 points, so minus 2, 4 spaces left, take me to minus 2. The 4 spaces left will take me to the origin, take me to 0. 3, 4, so it's 3 along, 4 spaces to the left. Let's get the height the same. That will take me to minus 1, 4. And then draw in the shape of the curve. Last one, the combination. So it's f of x add 2, take away 1. So add 2 moves everything to the left 2. The minus 1 moves everything down 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3 points. You're going to move them all 2 left, down 1. So that's minus 2, 3, 2 left, down 1. So that would be the point minus 4, 2. 4 or 0, 4, 2 left, down 1. That will take me to that point actually. 2 left, it would take to minus 2, down 1. Take me to that point there. That's going to be interesting when I draw it in. 3, 2 left, take me to 1, down 1. So that's going to be the point 1, minus 1. And then we're going to draw in the shape of the curve. So it's going to go down, up to there, and further down. That one's a bit messy. Should have spaced out a bit more. The key point is we're looking at the 3 points and we need to move them like we've been told. So in every one you take the points which have been given in the graph and you need to move them either left or right or up or down, marking what those new coordinates will be, and then draw what the graph is going to look like. Okay, that is moving graphs vertically and horizontally.